2020 was a tough year for us all. That's why we at Jeffrey's Inspirational Tennis Quotes are ready to help you more than ever. We know life is hard for you, so for just the small price of $30, you can hear your own inspirational tennis quote today. This is a price you won't find any. Shut the fuck up. Nobody needs an inspirational tennis quote or a new car or a paper light bulb or a fucking rubber keyboard to get them through 2020. Anybody who begins a piece of media during the pandemic with "during these trying times" is a sheep. Today we are going to go over the best games that were released in 2020 without actually talking about 2020. This will be an ordered list. I'm also going to be going over some of the worst games that released this year because I want to talk about them sometime. Also, keep in mind that I'm not Jesus Christ or a Reddit mod. I was not able to play every single game that released this year. However, I can still speak to games that I didn't play based on overall critical reception online. I'm going to be going over about 15 games that were released this year and rank them. So without further ado, here's number 15. Watch Dogs 3 released in, I believe, November of this year, and I was looking forward to it. I'm a huge fan of Watch Dogs 2. I'm still playing it today, and I kind of like 1, but the campaign sucks, and it just has no good multiplayer. So Watch Dogs 3 I was hoping could innovate on 2 and be fun. I was a bit worried at E3 when I saw the gimmick of you can play as any NPC, because it just seemed like a useless gimmick, but I kept my hopes up. I should not have kept my hopes up. I was right, it was just a stupid gimmick. Ubisoft has this format with a lot of their games that are coming out, and I think Watch Dogs 3 is the template, essentially. It's like they took the outline of a Ubisoft game and just released it for $60. And that's how I would describe the game. I didn't actually play it because I don't want to waste $60 on it, but I've seen enough footage online to know. If you want to know more, check out Penguin's review. He really Ben Shapiro's on this game. Alright, so at number 14, we have Marvel's Avengers. Now, I saw this game at E3 last year, and I was like, damn, this looks like ass. And I saw game trailers leading up to the release, and I was like, damn, this looks like ass. And then I saw the game in beta, and I was like, damn, this looks like ass. And then I saw it released on Steam, and I was like, this still looks like ass. And then I saw the game go on a 50% discount 2 weeks after it came out, and everyone was like, damn, this game is ass. That's really all I have to say about this game. I don't know why anyone got hyped for it. It just looked so bad, always. Not as bad as Marvel The Black Order, or whatever that game is on Switch, but it's just not good. Don't buy it. Now, coming in at number 13, I'm about to be crucified. We have the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, dear viewer, either you have never heard of this game or you are currently planting a bomb in my house. Stating an opinion about any flaws in this game online is a literal death sentence. But fellas, sooner or later you gotta take those nostalgia glasses off. And when you take them off, you begin to notice shit like bad voice acting.
Submit to intimidation or violence, but work together for peace and prosperity. That is how civilized people change the world!
That's right.
That is the Shinra Creed.
Filler bullshit.
Gotcha. Okay.
The worst fucking motorcycle level in any game ever. And Barrett trying to hold a hostage.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey,
You got a machine
You're my
gun for
hostage
an arm.
now. You better
Whoa,
stop. moving.
don't shoot me, man.
Hey.
Hey, I'm just
Hold
gonna walk
still.
over here.
If
No,
you don't
I'm
stop
just
moving,
walking.
I'm gonna
just
raise
walking.
my arm.
Don't worry
I
about
might
me.
even
I'm just
threaten
walking.
to shoot you.
No,
Hey,
no,
stop moving.
don't shoot. You don't even
Where
have
are
to
you
shoot.
go-
I'm just
stop
walking.
moving.
No.
I
see,
told
tripped.
you to
I'm
stop
just
moving.
walking.
I'm gonna shoot.
Don't worry
I
about me.
swear I'm
I'm
gonna
just
do
going
it. I'm
over to
gonna
my
shoot
desk
you.
right now. I'm just
I
walking.
literally
I
have
just
a
need
machine
medication.
gun for
That's
an
the only
arm.
way I
I'm
can
going to
stop
shoot you.
moving. You see?
Oh, what
Let
are
me
you
search
doing
my
at your
desk.
desk
Let me
over
search.
there?
Yeah, let me
Hey, if you
search
keep
my
going
desk.
through your desk,
Just give me a
I might
I'm
threaten to
searching
shoot
my
you.
desks.
Stop
Come
moving.
on.
Stop. Whoa.
You fool.
Why are you acting all
You should
confident
not
all of a
have
sudden?
let me search
Stop
my
moving.
desk. Stop talking.
You
Stop moving. I'll
incompetent
shoot.
buffoon.
I'll shoot, man.
There's nothing you can do
Hey, man.
now. You
Whoa,
stupid
what's
idiot.
going on here? You're my hostage.
What do
You're
you
not
think,
supposed to be
huh?
talking to me.
Oh,
Whoa. Oh.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, damn. How did
I
this
got
happen?
a gun now.
Cloud, I'm gonna need some assistance here. This game looks amazing. It feels like you're inside a movie. It's just a boring-ass movie where the characters are likable, yet so flat. If you've played the original, I'm sure you'll like it, but if you don't have the nostalgia goggles, just don't play the damn game. I wasted $60. It's with a heavy heart that I must say number 12 is Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I fucking love the 3D Mario games. Here's my personal gaming tier list. You may notice a pattern. Last March it was leaked that Nintendo would be remastering Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario 64 all in one collection, and I popped off pretty hard. And then the questions came. Where is Mario Galaxy 2? Will the games have better graphics? More content? It was rumored that Mario 64 would be getting a ground-up rework. Then in September, after a long silence from Nintendo, they announced Super Mario 3D All-Stars, set to release 2 weeks after the premiere. And I gotta admit, it was the worst case scenario. The only thing they did was upgrade the game's graphics. I love seeing Super Mario Galaxy in HD, which is the reason it isn't lower on the list. But they didn't do anything. There's no new content, no new songs, even the menu is bland as hell. Super Mario Galaxy 2 also isn't part of the collection. Hopefully it'll be released as DLC, but that really didn't make much sense. It's a remaster of 3 amazing games, but it's just so underwhelming when the creators of Spyro are able to do so much better than Nintendo. At number 11, we have Animal Crossing New Horizons. I have not played Animal Crossing New Horizons, so I'll keep it short. I've heard this game isn't as good as the other Animal Crossing games because its replayability was just not up there. I would compare it to like Super Mario Party. If any of you have played it, from what I know, is like the game was fun and it was good, and everyone liked it at first, but then there really wasn't a lot below the surface, and that's the general reception I got from this game. I'm also not a huge fan of Animal Crossing in the first place, but I can't imagine this game would have been higher than a 10. But I already hear the one comment saying, "But Nathan, if you haven't played the game, then why is it on here?" Well, because fuck Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is now number 15. Moving on.
Is Fall Guys dying?
Or at least decreasing in growth? I asked this because Fall Guys was trending game. I wanted you to pick up this game, but I wasn't sure if
usually
it's
have
worth
their
50
days Fall
number
Guys
20
is a
bucks
dead
because the
game.
streamers
Will die a
if you
month later.
stop
Trust
playing
me.
it,
What
cause
are your
people to
thoughts?
follow their trends.
Is Fall Guys
Now most
dead?
of them are playing
For
Among Us.
everybody
Is
that
it a
says
danger
Fall
to Fall
Guys
Guys
is
grow?
is Fall Guys
Why are
dying?
people saying this
Look
game
at
is dead?
actual
Just
data.
because you
It's
don't
literally
play it
still
doesn't
in
mean
top
there aren't
sellers
other
and hasn't
people
died
playing it.
yet.
It's just not as
Will you
popular
shut
as
up,
Fall
man?
Guys dying or
dead.
dying.
I'm thinking about playing the game,
dead.
but I don't know if I want to spend $30 on a game that won't even be available in a month. So is the game still populated? Okay, we get it, guys. It's dead. But the game was pretty fun at the time. It was definitely worth my 20 bucks. That's why it's getting number 10. Alright, so Phasmophobia at number 9, and this is where the games, I think Fall Guys was the point where the games were good. Now, every game past number 9 is really good. 2020 was a great year for games, and to start off we have Phasmophobia. Steam has this really weird trend with a lot of really shitty multiplayer horror games that just don't work. You have In Silence, Bigfoot. I wouldn't count Dead by Daylight as one, but I would say Dead by Daylight clones. They're all about like 10 bucks and they run like shit, and you play them for 5 hours and you have fun and you never pick them up again. Phasmophobia deviates from this trend and actually makes a replayable game that's funny and has proximity audio, and if you get scared of horror games, it's actually pretty scary. This is by far the best multiplayer horror game I've ever played, even though it only has one developer and it's still got bugs. It's so fun and replayable, and I would recommend it if you got a squad of 4. At number 8, this is much lower than I had originally intended, but Among Us. I really like Among Us. In my 250 hours on this game, I had perhaps more fun in this game than the top 3 picks on this list. But the reason I'm not going to put it as high is because it's not a masterpiece, or even close.
Any social deception game that actually had balance was gonna blow up. These games usually don't work because it relies on trusting the player, and if you've played TTT, you know how that goes. Among Us takes that power away from the player by removing the detective and only giving the imposters the power to kill. That's what made this game so great. But its skill cap is lower than desired, which I'm gonna make a video on. It's also a very small game, with 3 maps and relatively minimal functions, and for these reasons I can't give this game any higher than an 8. I would like to make it clear though, this game and all the games above it I consider to be very, very good. I'm gonna make this quick because I want to move on, and this doesn't really count as a number, but Persona 4 Golden I would put as a 7.5. It's a 2012 game that released on PC in 2020, and I played it for the first time, and it was really fun. If you're a fan of weeb shit, I would definitely recommend this game. Even if you don't like weeb shit, I would still recommend this game. I'm putting it at number 7 just because it's a much older game, and yeah, it's not really a 2020 game. I just felt like I had to mention it sometime in the video. Number 7, we have Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I wanted nothing more than this game to be a flop. I wanted all the hype to be ruined at the release of Watch Dogs 3 in a cyberpunk setting. But this game is not a Watch Dogs 3, and I really hate all the criticism I'm seeing online for the game. Look, some of it is definitely valid, and I 100% think that CD Projekt Red needs to be called out on their bullshit. They made their workers do crunch, and the executives made them release the game like 2 years early. However, people are clearly crusading this game because the hype levels were too high. It wasn't the greatest game ever made, and it didn't cure virginity, and it certainly wasn't worth taking a 1-month leave of your job over. People actually did that. And because this game is endlessly criticized in the echo chamber of the internet, it doesn't get the true reception it deserves. I think this game is a buggy, unfinished mess, but beneath that, there's a really good game here. The characters are great, the story is captivating, and the bad ending I thought was phenomenal. But this game definitely should have been delayed 2 more years, which is why it's only getting a 7. If it released in 2022, I think it would have been number 1 on the list. At number 6, I have Risk of Rain 2. I have no idea how this game runs so well. Look at everything happening on the screen. How the hell are the frames not dropping right now? This game takes chaos and harnesses it as a weapon to create the most batshit experiences you'll ever have in a video game. The game also isn't afraid to give you the power of God, letting you get so OP you literally break the game. These two dynamics, when used together, create a really, really, really good game, enhanced by the multiplayer experience it provides. I 110% recommend that you purchase this game with your friends. However, it's at number 6 due to the fact there isn't a lot to the game. You pick up an item, you use your Overwatch ability, and that's about it. This is a really fun game, but it's mechanically very simple, to the point where, like Among Us, I can't put it above number 6. Coming in at number 5.5, I'm gonna put Mafia 1 and 2 Definitive Edition. These games I saw in some trailers on YouTube, and I thought they looked good, but I was literally worried that they were just gonna be mobile games. I actually haven't played the original Mafia game, so I picked these up for the first time, and damn, they are fun. Here's what I'll say, as definitive editions, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition is not great. If you played the original, I don't know if it's worth the price, but the Mafia 1 Definitive Edition is great. These games are just fun. Like, the story is good, the characters are engaging, the missions are fun. Like, everything about this game is just fun. I can't put it at number 1. It's not a masterpiece, but I got a lot of enjoyment out of these games. These are gonna be a 5.5 kind of thing because, like Persona 4 Golden, these games are old. Mafia 1 is the 2002 game, but it definitely deserves the number 5.5 spot. Battle Royale fatigue is coming. Prepare yourself. It's coming, guys. Just trust us. Call of Duty is making a Battle Royale. Oh, it's over. Fortnite, Apex, and PUBG will die. Battle Royale has overstayed its welcome. Oh, wait. Call of Duty Warzone ended up being the best Battle Royale ever made? Shit. Coming in at number 5, we have Call of Duty Warzone. This game fucking slaps. The buy system, the gulags, the revives, it all works so well. It has vehicles, but the vehicles are balanced and don't break the game. You don't run around the map for 30 minutes only to get one tapped by a sniper, and even if you do, there are like 3,000 different ways you can be resurrected. The gunplay is great. Everything here just works, but it is just a battle royale, and these next 4 games are, in my opinion, some of the greatest games ever made. At number 4, I'm putting Hades. This game did what literally no roguelike could. It made characters that are actually interesting with a story that progresses every time you die. I forgot to mention that Risk of Rain 2 is also a roguelike. Now, for those that don't know, roguelikes are games where if you die, you restart the entire game, which might sound like a really stupid mechanic, but it works because each time you die, you learn just a little bit more, so you just get a little bit better, so there's that sense of progression. And Hades does that so well. The characters are, I would say, well written. The voice acting is very crisp. I love it. The combat system is really, really solid. It won an award at the VGAs. There are 6 different weapons with wildly different combat styles, and each weapon has, I think, 4 different types of styles, which vastly differ the gameplay. And every time you do a run, you get 40 randomly decided paths where you can choose which random set of 3 combat upgrades you'd like to pick. I really mean this when I say very, very few runs feel the same. You have a special heavy spear build on one run, and then on the next run you Daedalus hammer the spear and completely change its functionality. What holds this game back is its length. It's only 4 subworlds and it only has 4 bosses. And while it is number 4 at the list, I honestly thought it should have won Game of the Year at the Game Awards, and it's amazing seeing an indie game innovating to this degree. Weeb shit alert. Look out, viewer. Coming in at number 3, we got Persona 5 Royal. And this isn't as weeb shit as Persona 4, but it's still up there. But hear me out on this one. This is one of the greatest games ever made. It is my personal 3rd favorite game of all time, behind Minecraft and Smash Bros. Ultimate. So then, why isn't it number 1 on my list, you asked? Because it's overpriced DLC. That's right, Persona 5 Royal is just Persona 5 with a 10-hour bonus chapter. Now that bonus chapter is probably the greatest 10 hours I've played in a single-player game, but it's still just normal Persona 5 without it. You have to play the entire game again to get to the new stuff. I love the game, but I can't give it best game of 2020 because it is just $60 DLC. At number 2, we have Spelunky 2. If you hadn't heard of this game, go look it up on Steam. Then go press the buy button and tell your parents their credit card was given an annual payment for the Steam Online service. It works every time. Spelunky 2 is an unforgiving masterpiece that builds on everything the first game did by a lot. Now that you've bought the game, I'll explain what it is. Spelunky 2 is a roguelike, meaning when you die, you restart the whole game. Your objective is to reach the bottom of the level without dying, and reach the center of the moon to save your parents. It's not a plot-heavy game, so don't worry about that shit. And it's really hard. However, the difficulty is what makes it so fun. So much dumb shit can happen in this game. Look at this. Or look at this. Or go watch my Spelunky video that I uploaded. This is just standard Spelunky. When you die, you won't want to stop playing. It's funny and you feel like you've learned a lesson that you won't repeat. The game requires you to throw yourself at it over and over and over again, but the satisfaction you get when you finally do what you're trying to do makes it worth it. And I haven't even mentioned all the secrets and hidden areas that the game holds, because there are a lot. Below the surface of a difficult platformer is one of the best exploration games out there. I highly recommend playing this game. Even if you think you're going to be bad, it will only make it funnier. At number 1, I'm putting Doom Eternal. In Doom Eternal, you play as Chad. And unlike most games where you play as Chad, you really, play as Chad. You feel overpowered in Doom Eternal. The game gives you so many tools and tricks to use at your disposal to beat the shit out of the underworld. You get like 8 different weapons with 2 different modifications for each one, with 6 different rechargeable abilities as well as 9 equipable perks. You get really fast movement speed and double jump dash that can be recharged by swinging on a monkey bar. And unlike almost all shooters out there, this is not a game about waiting behind cover to wait for the enemy to expose themselves. In Doom, you are always in the thick of it. Hiding behind cover will only lead to death, and the game requires the player to actually play the fucking game in order to not die. That being said, even if you play as Chad, this game is still really hard. Even on the normal difficulty, you are going to be dying a lot. Ammo depletes rapidly, forcing you to switch weapons constantly, and the demons are also OP as fuck. Doom Eternal has innovated on the FPS genre like no game before it, creating what I would consider to be the best FPS gameplay I've ever seen in a game, but still not the best FPS out there. This gives Doom Eternal the #1 spot on my list. Alright, that's all of them. Feel free to crucify me in the comments for giving my opinion. The Final Fantasy fans have already found my address anyway. Overall, I think it was a great year for games, and only a couple ones really sucked ass. And to close this out, I just want to say that 2020 has been a tough year for us all. And to help out in these trying times, why don't you go press the subscribe button, hit the bell, follow me on Twitter, buy a rubber keyboard, and consider Jeffrey's inspirational tennis gloves.